Welcome to TV Burp, surprise star of the Brits. It's Paul Wellard. Jam overdose on casualty.
And recess abandoned at 17:40. Thank you.
First cuckoo of spring spotted on Coronation Street. Cuckoo. Pat Butcher centrefold shock for Patrick. And the world's oldest air hostess nearly run over on EastEnders. If you want Dot to be run over by a taxi, press your red buttons now. Sorry, Dot. Sorry, Dot. I didn't see you there, love. It was the week of Pauline's wedding to Joe off Mr. Ben. And Dot and Pauline were out at the shopping centre looking for an outfit. And I don't know what perfume they were wearing, but they were certainly picking up the blokes. Pretty soon, a queue formed.
It's all...
There's one look. Oh, there's another one.
Well, I thought it was very reasonable, you know, considering. No, I didn't mean that. I meant 2,000.
Oh, there's 3.
So it should be what?
Now 4. Here's another one. Oh, yes, you're never too old to attract a fella, are you, Pat?
What again?
Woman has needs, Patrick.
She's not looking at him, she's looking at his sandwich. Poor Patrick not only has to deal with cheating on his wife, someone's put a public phone box in his front room. Well, I think all our nans used to have odd little sayings, didn't they? The Miller family are no different.
Right, love. Oh, must have smelled the kettle boiling. That's what your nan used to say.
Smell the kettle boiling. Yeah. Here's some other sayings from Nan Miller. We've got them collected in a book here, right? The sayings of Grandma Miller. Well, there's obviously that first one. I can smell the kettle boiling. Here's another one. Is it me, or can I smell Beethoven's Fifth Symphony in C minor? Would someone please turn up the trifle? I can't hear it. And I heard Patrick and Pat at it again last night. It's disgusting, particularly 7:30 at night when you're trying to have your tea. How long does it take for you to change your mind after you've made a decision?
I don't really want to be spending my night with a load of old-timers. Come on, it'd be a laugh. Anyway, I want to do it for Joe. He's a nice bloke.
Oh, go on, then.
Nice one.
I don't want to go there. See you there. You know what? I had a feeling it was a special day on the soaps on Tuesday, but I couldn't work out what it was. If only there had been more clues.
It's all right.
Oh,
it's lovely. A bit of romance on Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day?
Who's been sending you Valentine's cards?
Forget Valentine's card.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine card.
Valentine's Day too.
Tonight's the night for lovers. Unless, of course, they've just had a vasectomy reverse.
Valentine's Day! Silly me! Rosie received a special Valentine's card from, who was it from?
Yeah, no, I wrote it myself.
I can see that.
Love, Keith. I could smell he wrote it himself. Yeah, those X's after Keith's name, yeah, they're not kisses, that's how he spells his surname. So, where was the place to take your Valentine if you lived in Walford?
Well, actually, I've booked us a table at Fargo's.
Really?
And guess what? I've booked us a table for the Valentine's night at Fargo's.
Oh, I thought there'd be more in here tonight. Yeah, they're probably all down at Fargo's.
There's a spelling mistake there. What that should be is Argos. Yeah. Table for 2 at Argos, please. By the window, yeah. You get a menu, a pad, and a little pen. Yeah. I've been a bit confused recently. See, in the old days, Little Mo was the thickest person on the square. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, came Honey.
Tracy, do you mind if I take my break a little bit early? I'm suffering from a bit of indiscretion. Eggy sailor's great. To top it all off, I go and get cake in the oven.
The thing is, Billy, I feel like a bleached whale.
Well, anything can happen in the first sequester, you know.
Yeah, all right, we get the idea. You're thicker than Little Mo. Actually, in that orange roll neck, she looks like a character from Cluedo. It was Miss Thick up the duff in the Queen Vic. Yeah, it was a week of weddings on the soaps. They did the double on Emmerdale, and Shadrach was so moved that he made a short speech. Actually, Shadrach's got a new perfume out. It smells of,
weak tea, cheap food, and the faint but unmistakable smell of urine.
New Shadrach by Lothric. Jack Sugden showed us a good trick, though, producing cups from thin air.
Yeah, but Lamon's coming up. Well, it's a good job I'm an expert, then.
There's good news from Michaela Dodd on Celebrity Fit Club.
You have moved from being morbidly obese to just being obese.
You're just obese!
Hooray! On Celebrity Fit Club, although admittedly they're not celebrities, nor are they fit, and neither is it a club. They did computer-generated pictures of what they'll look like if they lose the weight. It turned out that Russell Grant...
See, I'm so off that. It takes ages. Oh! Look at my face!
will look like Gene Simmons from Rockstraw. Which brings us to our TV highlight of the week. Spotted Princess Diana on Airport USA.
Don't tell me no.
She's heading off to Australia to get her own back on Port Burrell. Which leads us very neatly to ITV2's Australian Princess. And they're down to 4 contestants. So what? Yeah, all right. And as part of their ongoing training to become real princesses, this week Paul set them the task of writing poetry. They have got 8 weeks to fill, remember? And who better to judge them? Why, poetry expert Paul Burrell.
I play a blade between my toes and tickle it about. A tiny world is tumbled down at my every little sound. An eternal roar, the ocean's trees, they have come rushing down. They stare about and tangle me until I slowly drown.
Didn't understand a word of that.
I've written a poem about Paul Burrell myself, yeah. I've written one about him. Here we go. There once was a butler called Paul, and if you went to a fancy dress ball, while you were out, he'd nick all your stuff, although in the end the Queen stepped in and he was acquitted, but still. No smoke without fire, eh? No smoke without fire. Needs a bit of work, that one. The would-be princess's next challenge was to talk to an audience of businessmen at Australia House in London. They must be really busy. Yeah, and when you're doing one of these talks, it's important to win over your audience from the very start.
I am on that complete end of just coming through a journey actually through depression.
Yeah, start with a gag. Say what you like about Australian Princess, but it did produce one of the best one-liners of the week.
I was sitting at my nana's house having a cup of tea, and she said, "Actually, if you become the Australian princess, does that make me the Queen Mother?"
Does that make me the Queen Mother? Wonderful. That's a show I'd like to see. Australian Queen Mum.
Hello, ladies, and welcome to Australian Queen Mum. Your chance to live like a real Queen Mum. Now, the Queen Mum loved her golf buggy, and our first challenge is the 100-yard golf buggy run. Ooh! On your marks, get set, go!
sweetheart. Yeah, that's a programme I'd like to see. So it then comes the difficult decision of who to eject from the Big Brother house. Sorry, Australian princess competition. And Paul seems to have a favourite.
Several weeks ago, I was sitting on my couch at home in Australia, happily enjoying an episode of the Oprah Winfrey Show. My greatest feat was to down a large Big Mac meal in 3 minutes flat.
Princess Diana loved Oprah Winfrey. She loved Big Macs too.
Yeah. Princess Diana loved Oprah Winfrey. She liked Big Macs too. But which is better? There's only one way to find out. See you after the break. Welcome back. Man in Holby discovers his girlfriend is a frog.
Because that position got filled a while back, obviously.
Did it?
Spot the fake giraffe on ITV's safari drama, Wild at Heart.
Pop over and take out a few of dates.
Whee! It suddenly dawns on Emily Bishop that she's been in Coronation Street for 45 years.
What's my life been about? What's it been about?
You spent it all on the same show, love. Holiday Showdown now, where broad-minded people hook up to enjoy new experiences. And this week it was the turn of bisexual video artist the Blackwoods to take ex-military couple the Richardsons, whose hobby is hunting, to the gay bars of San Francisco. How could that possibly lead to any friction? They're video artists. Let's have a look at some of their art then.
People should celebrate whatever sexuality they are.
Yeah, see, if you change the music on that, it's a little more familiar. It's Benny Hill. So the Blackwood family take the Richardson family to San Francisco to help make some video art. But Eleanor, the daughter, was worried she wasn't qualified.
I used a video camera once and filmed my dog whilst commentating. It wasn't that great.
Sounds to me like you're overqualified for that. The idea of San Francisco didn't seem to ring any alarm bells in John.
I can't see them doing something...
No, I can't see them stitching us up or anything.
It's Holiday Showdown! Of course you're going to be stitched up. That's why we tune in to see the arguments. And sure enough, they go to a pool party, San Francisco style.
So on the basis ignorance is bliss, they say nothing...
Oh, look, there's Bonnie Langford off dancing on ice. And there's no putting one past John.
It's pretty obvious by the way they speak and act and the mannerisms. They're homosexuals.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they just haven't met the right girl, you know. You'd think these days, what with rising crime, it's safer not to go out at all. But you can end up in casualty just staying indoors, playing a game.
Alan, this is Brian Phillips, 34. He's had an accident with a jigsaw.
Some of those corners can be quite sharp. Oh, and if you've ever caught your finger on one of the sticks in Kaplunk, agony. So, there was a jigsaw injury on Casualty, and also a woman admitted with that disease that turns your head into a plastic bag. I know most people use hair clips, but what do you use to keep the hair off your face in the jungle?
But this is...
Yeah. You train a monkey to do it for you. This was Love in a Foreign Climate, on our own ITV1. The story of our own lovely British girls falling for fellas abroad. We met Suzanne, who fell for Thai boat boy Chagalang. And here they are talking to a Buddhist monk. And he's obviously telling the monk not to look at the camera. Yeah, don't look at the camera. Yeah, don't look at the camera. I told you not to look at the camera! No. They've gone to get themselves blessed. And whilst they're there, they think, we might as well get the car blessed too. But there's a problem.
We'll be having our car blessed, but they can't do it now because after they've eaten, they can't bless cars. It has to be in the morning for good luck.
Can't bless the car after lunch. No. I'd love to help, but, you know, sorry. Yeah. All right, I'll take a look at it. Oh, dear, who blessed it for you last time? You see, your feng shui's going to need replacing. We're not getting any in till... Well, Alan, when we're getting the feng shui's in? Monday week, yeah. All right, leave it with me. I'll see what I can do. That was Suzanne in Thailand. Then there was Sue in Zanzibar, who found herself a very special friend.
In all her years as a tour guide, love had never made it onto the itinerary. Then, at the age of 40, leading a group in Zanzibar, she met Shadrach.
Yeah, they've got Emmerdale over there too. When you meet someone for the first time, what's your opening gambit?
I was one of the first persons in this country to have the balloon inserted into my stomach cavity.
Lovely to make your acquaintance.
I'm not a wallflower. I'm a very flamboyant, colourful person. I've had lots of lovers.
I just remembered I'm double parked.
I'm on my own, I'm single, and I'm looking for the next person.
Lock up your parents. It's supersized surgery. And this is Amanda, who on last week's show confessed to a longing for cat food. As Gillian McKeith says, you are what you eat.
She's been living off crackers.
Then there was Donna, who works at the hospital and who decided to have a nose job.
What we need to do is to...
Yeah, surely drawing on the nose will just attract attention to it. That's one side of a nose. You should see the other side. Yeah. He's been playing Sudoku on that. She decides to go ahead with the operation, but there are a few minor side effects.
Other possible complications, permanent pain or discomfort.
Permanent pain, yes.
Long-lasting swelling.
Swelling.
1 year, sometimes...
Death. Yeah. Bring it on. At least if she did die after the nose job, they'd be able to get the lid on the coffin. Daytime TV show Accidents Can Happen Now with Nadia Sawalha. Which one's she? In which we learn about people who have had accidents that have happened. First up, the Ogilvy family, who had a flood.
The water just kept rising and rising. We were frightened that it was going to come up the stairs even further.
The water was rising at a really fast rate.
So it reached the first step, then it reached the second step, and then it reached the third step, and I thought, you know, where's it going to stop?
The fourth step? No, the whole ground floor was flooded, and you should have seen it. It was like...
Everywhere was covered in mud. It was absolutely devastating.
I mean, it was like Apocalypse Now, really.
Just like Apocalypse Now. In fact, much of Apocalypse Now was shot in a 3-bedroom house that had been flooded. What this show did do, though, was to discover a new star. You know, when you see someone on TV and straight away, before they've even opened their mouths, you know they're destined for great things. I call it that Chantel moment.
That's the job of the insurance loss adjuster, Martin Cranfield. He's arrived to assess the damage and put the wheels in motion to get this family back on its feet.
He's got it all going on. Just wait till you hear him speak.
I've inspected the property now and there's substantial strength of all rooms in the house. I estimate the value of the content anywhere between £15,000 and £25,000.
You're coming to London. Actually, I did send a Valentine's card, yes, to a very special lady. You may know her.
Show you what I think of the card. Oh, and a driver who sent it.
Cancel those flowers. What do you get if you cross Frankenstein and Dracula? Steve McDonald. Or Fracula, as we call him. And you're wondering, why does Fracula pull those funny faces?
He's a monster!
So she. They want a little monster time to themselves. No one wants he hanging around in a new relationship.
Well, he's catching flies with his tongue. Yeah, it's happening so quickly you can't see it. If we slow it down... It's week 3 on Channel 4's Rock School, and KISS frontman Gene Simmons' tuition has really started to bear fruit.
I wanna take my life to new levels.
So that my heart rate trebles.
Yeah, lay off the helium song. You're coming to London. Some of the kids were far from pleased with Jean's teaching.
He's punctuality. So punctuality. So alright. Punctuality needs to be sorted out.
Yeah, you want to sort out your vocabulary there. Yeah. See, I partly blame Gene. When he brings the band on, I think that maybe his introduction to No Comment gets expectations too high. You know, he toys with the crowd, he builds them up, gets them to fever pitch.
Here they are, no comment!
Excuse me. Here we go. Hello, banker. I feel dirty. That's all we've got time for. And to sing us out, here they are, No Comment.
Well, there's more from Harry every afternoon next week with You've Been Framed at 5. Well, the kids have their go next tonight with Stars in Their Eyes. Then a feather boa and a chair. Find out how they feature in Dancing on Ice at 7:10. And coming later, another cool million on offer if they can keep a cool head. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire at 8:10.